So in previous class we started lipid. Okay. So lipids we completed carbohydrates. Now we are talking about lipid. So different types of lipids are there: simple lipid and complex lipid. Simple lipid and complex lipids. Other than that, we have fatty acids. Today we'll discuss about fatty acids. Okay. What are fatty acids? Fatty acids are also form of lipid. In that we have, it is the simplest form of lipids. Means it is the simplest form of lipid. In that we have carboxylic acid with hydrocarbon side chain. It is the structure of fatty acids. So we have both even and odd type of fatty acids are there. Okay, and we have two types of fatty acids. One is saturated and another one is unsaturated. So we'll understand. Saturated fatty acids do not contain double bonds, while unsaturated fatty acids contain one or more double bonds. Both saturated and unsaturated fatty acids almost equally occur in the natural lipids. Fatty acids with one double. So, what is the difference between saturated and unsaturated? According to the structure, okay, in the saturated fatty acids, we have single bond. Okay, so there's the reason we will call according to the terminology saturated fatty acid. But what are unsaturated fatty acids? If you go according to the structural difference, they have more than one or more double bond. Okay, so this is the according to the difference between saturated and unsaturated fatty acids. They are the other type of uh, nomenclature of fatty acids. So it doesn't need all those things. They're the carbon, hydro chain, fatty acids. All these are okay. Okay, these are their fatty acids, different types. Okay, and the chain and the molecular reaction, etc. etc. Essential fatty acids. So here we will have to understand about essential fatty acids. So fatty acids are how many types? Saturated and unsaturated. This is we have to remember first thing. And second thing is the difference between the saturated unsaturated fatty acid is saturated fatty acid is having single bond, unsaturated are one more than one or more than double also. Okay, this is we have to remember. The fatty acids cannot be synthesized by the body and therefore should be supplied in diet as known as essential fatty acids. So what are essential fatty acids? They are not prepared by our body. They need to take in from outside. So there's the reason we will call essential fatty acids. Okay. So this is essential fatty acids. Whatever we eat from the food. Okay. Some food having fatty acids, like we have uh, oil, like almonds. Okay, they have fatty acids, and fish oil like that, and we have groundnut. Okay, akhroat also. Okay, and chews and pista. All those have essential fatty acids. Essential fatty acids are important for brain growth. Our brain need essential fatty acids. Here, the functions they are giving that. Mhm. Essential fatty acids are required for the membrane structure. So whatever membrane are there in our body, like any cell is there, like liver membrane, stomach membrane, intestinal membrane, lungs membrane, everyone have membrane. Okay, for protection. Okay, so you need fatty acids to maintain those structures. Okay, and second thing, why we need essential fatty acids to transport cholesterols. Okay, and formation of lipoprotein. Even though cell membrane is also prepared from phospholipid. Okay, and prevention of fatty liver. So fatty liver also prevented by essential fatty acid. Okay, so we need this. Okay, and also need for the synthesis of another important group of compounds called namely eicosanoids. So it is very important. Okay, for basically it is important for membrane essential fatty acids. So there's the reason our brain also needed that. Okay, how if deficiency occurs, what will happen? The deficiency of essential fatty acids, eruption will occur, skin eruption, limbs in the limbs and back, buttocks, loss of hair also happen, poor wound healing. So if the essential fatty acids are decreased in the body, if you are not consuming that, fat also needed. Okay, but in the pure form, not adulteration form. Okay, we need in pure form to prevent skin eruption, skin damage, hair fall, and healing. For healing purpose also, it we needed fatty essential added. So that's the reason whenever a patient come to your clinic, not only focus on the treatment as a medicinal, okay, need to focus on diet also. Okay, diet will treat according to uh, our religious books. Diet cures more than medicine. Okay, so diet we need to change the diet of the patient. So yesterday I told you that the seven things you have to remember. Okay, like oil. Oil is very, very important. What type of oil we are consuming? Okay, we need to check. And second is salt. Okay, very, very important. And next is haldi and mirchi also. Okay, and another thing is next carbohydrates. We have to stop using of sugar. Okay, and we have another thing that paste. Okay, because all this having the uh, chemical products which can leads to you disease. Okay, you can leads to damage our body. Okay, so although we need fatty acids, but from the good form, not adulteration form. Okay, these are the different types of fatty acids. Okay, so these fatty acids are essential fatty acids, very, very important for our body to maintain the membrane structure and to for healthy hair, for healthy skin, for healthy skin glow. Oh, what we do? Soap. Soap also is important. What type of soap we are using? So actually, what we will do? If we want to glow, we use the products, but we need to focus on vitamins, minerals, protein, diet. Okay, if it doesn't have proper fatty acids in our body, even though we are using products for glowing our skin, it will not helpful. It will show you some time. After that, what will happen? The deficiency of fatty acid is happening in our body. So that's the reason we need to focus on food, diet. Okay, fatty acids. That's the reason nowadays we're getting ads for using omega-3 fatty acid. It is a type of fatty acid only for brain development, for bone development. Okay, to improve the immunity. Okay, so, because it is essential fatty acid, we need to consume it. So now it is fish oil is largely selling in the market online mostly. Okay, because it is very important for our membranal structure, hair loss, okay, and bone development, and as well as healthy immunity. Okay, so fatty acid very, very important, but need to take consume according to the originality. Next thing, triglycerides. So these are all our different types of fat, lipid. Okay, they like we are all are human beings. Like we had a different name. You have different name. Other person have a different name, and they are located in different parts of the country or different part of the state. They have different houses. They have different rooms. Likewise, there are different types of fats, lipids. Okay, they have different types of functions. They are all are situated in our body. Some are coming from the outside of the body. Some are developing our own organs. Okay, so don't confuse it. Triglycerides. Tri means three, Glycerols means three glycerols are there. Okay, one fat acid that they have three glycerols. It means triglycerols. Okay, the fats and oils that are widely disturbed in both and plants and animals are chemically triglycerols. They are insoluble in water. What is that? It's functioning insoluble in water and non-polar and characterized neutral fat. Okay, so it is the stored form of fat. Okay, in the fat in human beings, like in normal humans, we need 20%. Women need 25% of triglycerides. Okay, for if we doesn't eat 2 to 3 months also, the fat will utilize as the energy. Okay, is sufficient to meet the body's calorie requirement for 2 to 3 months. Okay, so this is very important. Fats primarily occur in adipose tissue. So whatever fat, if extra amount of fat we are using the food in the form of food, oil, anything. Nowadays, outside food, junk food is most popular. Okay, that's the reason most of the persons having the obesity. Even though obesity is only not related to the junk food, but also some hormonal issues. Hormonal triggers is happening because of the junk food, because of the improper health, improper diet. Okay, what will happening? It is triggering the metabolism. Metabolism is happening. We are absorbing or consuming lot of fat food, triglycerides, lipid food, etc., etc. What will happening? Body is storing all in the form of triglycerides in adipose tissue, in the thighs, in the buttocks, in the abdominal area. We have large amount of adipose tissue. Adipose tissue means who store fat. Okay, so this is the thing we have to understand. So if we take large amount of fat food, also it is not good for us. So what are the properties of triglycerols? So we doesn't need all this. Here, test to check purity of fats and oils. So here, adulteration of fats and oils is increasing day by day. Several tests are employed in the laboratory to check the purity of fat and oil. Some of the discussed here. So iodine number, it is defined as the grams of iodine absorbed by 100 grams of fat or oil. Iodine number is useful to know the relative unsaturation of fats and is directly proportional to the content of unsaturated fatty acids. Thus, low is the number, lower is the iodine number, less is the degree of unsaturation. The iodine numbers of common oil fats are given below. So we will mix the iodine with fat. Okay, if the number is good or normal, okay, the food is good, okay, the fat is good, the number are higher in amount, the fat is not absorbing the iodine, means it is in not good food, adulterated food, okay, adulterated oil. So here the numbers are giving after observing the laboratories. Coconut oil is the most unsaturated oil. Okay, butter, palm oil, olive oil, linseed oil. So linseed oil is very good. Okay, iodine number are higher. Then after sunflower oil, cottonseed oil, groundnut oil, olive oil, palm oil, butter, corn. Okay, so this is the thing we have to remember. Next is that spanification number. It is defined as the KOH required to hydrolyze Panophy 1 gram of fat or oil. Spanification number is measure of the average molecule size of the fatty acid present. The value is higher of for fats containing short chain fatty acids. The spanification numbers of a few fats and oils are given below. So it is also one type of knowing the high adulteration. So after that, this process we will able to know how much amount of fat is there. If it is in between these numbers, it is good. If not, then we have to check the uh, what type of oil we are consuming. Next, we have another test acid number. All these are will check in laboratory. Okay, but we will not it will not done in the home itself. So if you want to check those things, we need to go laboratory and we have to check what we are using the oil. Okay, we have the if it is good or not, if it adulterated, then we exactly what we have to do. We have to go to the laboratory and we have to check that so that oil is not good or not for our health. Okay, it is our duty. So this is all about fat, fatty acid, triglyceride, all these things we discover, study in this class. Next, we have phospholipids. Phospholipids, I already told that they have phosphorus and lipids. Both combination of phosphorus and lipids are called phospholipids. Here we have phosphoric acid. Okay, so these are different types. This is the chain, the functions. Okay, functions we have to know about the phospholipid. What the phospholipid it do the permeability. Permeability means the cell want to absorb anything, want to move from one side to another side, want to friction about, or need permeability, movement. Okay, which will give the permeability phospholipid. And another is uh, cellular respiration is happens with the help of this phospholipid, and absorption of fat from the small intestine will happen with the phospholipid only. Okay, and transport of lipid from one place to another will happen with the help of phospholipid. It is very important. So all these are functions of phospholipid. Main function is movement and cell respiration and absorption of fat. These are very important. So we need to understand the importance of phospholipid. It is also present in the food. Okay, we have to check. Next is glycolipids. Glyco means carbohydrates, and we have lipids. Glycopilid means carbohydrates and lipids formation. It is very important for cell membrane and as well as nervous tissue. For brain, we need glycolipids. Okay, so very important for us. Next are lipoprotein. Lipoprotein means lipid and protein. Why they need? They have, if you want to transport the lipids from one place to another place, we need lipoprotein. Like we have HDL and LDL and VLDL. We always check in our lipid profile test. We have VLDL, LDL, HDL. So they are what are they are transporters of lipids. So how much amount there we have to know. High density, very low density lipoprotein, very low density lipoprotein, high density lipoprotein. Okay, if the high density are lipoprotein, good cholesterol, LDL and LDL, bad cholesterol. We know that. We'll discuss in coming class also. Okay, steroids. Steroids are compound containing a cyclic steroid nucleus, namely CPPP. It consists of pantherine nucleus. Okay, this is the structure of steroid. Okay, steroids also by with the help of uh, fat, it it will develop only. Okay, so we have in the body you have different types of steroids hormones are there like sex hormone, adenocortical hormone. Okay, cardiac glycosides and alkaloids. These are all called hormones. Some are hormones are functional hormones are present in our body. Okay, they need for development for production, or they need the steroid hormone, the fat. Okay, we need fat. Next, we have cholesterol. Cholesterol exclusively found in animals. Okay, cholesterol found in animals. The most abundant animal steroid is widely distributed in all cells and is a major component of cell membrane and lipoprotein. Cholesterol they have for cell membrane and for lipoprotein, like I told you, the permeability, all these are. So their structure, functions. We need to know, understand the function. Cholesterol is a poor conductor of heat and electricity. It has a high dielectric constant. It is present in abundant nervous tissue. It appears that cholesterol functions as an insulting cover for the transmission of electrical impulse in the nervous tissue. Cholesterol performs several other biochemical functions, which include its role in membrane structure and function in the synthesis of bile acid, hormones, sex and cortical, and vitamin D. Okay, so functions of cholesterol is for the poor conduction of heat and electricity. If the cholesterol is there, the electricity cannot pass. Pass will, but there is poor sensation as well as electricity, heat. Okay, so this is mostly cholesterol is present in the animal kingdom. Okay, so whoever consume uh, non-veg, they have they will get the cholesterol, high cholesterol in the body. So that's the reason doctor advised to take to avoid non-veg or to reduce the intake of non-veg because they have large amount of cholesterol. Next is ergosterol. Ergosterol is found in plants. Okay, it is important precursor of vitamin D. So it is present in the plants. Okay, we have other type of amphatic lipid and soaps and detergents. Okay, all these are there. So we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay, if anyone had it out, kindly ask.